Earlier today, we saw rocket attacks in Lebanon against transmission towers and against television towers, knocking out communications in the northern part of Lebanon. Really the first time that this Christian territory in Lebanon has seen rocket fire, completely pulled down the Lebanon Broadcast Corporation ability to transmit TV, knocked the TV right off, and you can see here some of the aftermath. There were some wounded there. Let's talk about the casualty numbers now. In Israel, 34 people are dead, more than half of those soldiers. And the Lebanese health ministry is saying that 362 people have been killed in Lebanon, many of them civilians and many of them children. Once again, here's some of the damage from that transmission tower and TV towers that were knocked out in an Israeli airstrike today, trying to knock out the ability of Hezbollah militants to communicate. And indeed, our analysts say they did just that. On the diplomatic front, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice is preparing for her trip tomorrow to the Middle East. I'm joined by MSNBC analyst Raghida Dergham. She's a senior diplomatic correspondent for Al Hayat newspaper. Raghida, she is going to Israel. She's going to meet with Israel's prime minister. She's not going to any Arab countries. How's that likely to be perceived?
Well, I'm not so sure that she is not going to go at all to any Arab country. But if she goes to Israel with a message that, look, we understand you need to do something militarily about Hezbollah, but we also need Israel to be compromising on the issue, on the larger issue, that of the settlement of the Palestinian-Israeli problem, that of, for example, how do we get a lasting, durable, sustainable solution in Lebanon that will include pulling out even from a land that is disputable, that will take away the logic, if you will, of resistance, which is the Shebaa farms. If she does all of that, that will be good.
The foreign ministers are gathering in Rome on Wednesday for an emergency meeting here on how to get some peace in between Hezbollah and Israel down in Lebanon at this point. Is there something concrete that the international community can come up with that you think will make an immediate difference for the safety of the families on both sides of this border?
Contessa, I've always believed that there has to be a comprehensive approach to this problem. Yes, I understand that there is the immediate military situation that is on the ground, unfolding on the ground, but I think for the moment we have a diplomatic process developing ahead of a ceasefire, which is rather unusual. Normally we have a ceasefire and then a diplomatic process. This time we have it just in reverse, and we have the United States as a party to it. We have also the United Nations acting on the same premise, and they're trying to collect elements of a solution. The UN presented a package, and some of which, from my understanding, will be part of Condoleezza Rice's plan for the region. So I think they'll be talking in Rome beyond just simply a ceasefire. They'll be talking what would be really the correct elements to deal with this issue, with the crisis in Lebanon and the crisis in Palestine, separate as they may be. Even Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian Authority, he said we had to de-link the two crises, but at one point or another they have to deal with them in parallel.
Raghida, there has been a lot of very public criticism against Iran and Syria at this point for rearming and resupplying Hezbollah. The New York Times front page story today that the United States is rushing more precision-guided bombs, those bunker-busting bombs, to Israel. Israel had already ordered them and already paid for them, but now the rush is on. What does that do to America's position in all of these negotiations to try and ensure some peace?
Unfortunately, that's going to paint the United States and Israel in one axis versus the other axis, which is Iran, Hezbollah, and Syria. You will have people who are going to be critical of the United States to begin with, and they will say it is actually illegal to give such arms. And it will weaken the argument probably against Hezbollah and Syria in terms of providing arms to Hezbollah. Nevertheless, it is, from the point of view of others, important. I mean, it's only, what can you do? There is a war declared by an organization and by another state. And the problem is that Lebanon is paying the price, yet again, the battlefield. And what you will have amongst all Lebanese, Contessa, you will not find one that is not heartbroken over how this country has been used by all concerned. You will have most of the Lebanese saying, take this war away from here and take it to your own homes. And you'll have every Lebanese say, I cannot tolerate the idea of collateral damage of Lebanese civilians. But you will have others to say, they understand that no matter how much they scream, it's not going to happen until Hezbollah and Israel sort it out, whether directly militarily or in other means.
Raghida Dergham of Al Hayat newspaper. Raghida, thank you so much.
Thank you.